But my prerequisites were, and it's going to sound weird, but I have my reasons behind it. My prerequisites were no tattoos, no drinking, no smoking, and not like heavy presence like online on social media and stuff like that, and don't have like a lot of guys like on rotation type deal, you know?
Like a roster.
Yeah, don't have like a roster, yeah. What can men do to improve dating in 2025?
Be loyal.
Hello everyone, welcome to the channel, and this is my first video on the Keston channel. And essentially I created this channel just to kind of give back. Like, if you guys are familiar with me, I run the YouTube channel Race Car Friends, and that's catered more towards my car content and stuff. And the Keston channel, or I'm still not sure, I may end up calling it Keston's World, or it might just be Keston, I don't know, we'll see. But this channel, I essentially just wanted to do something where I could kind of give back to the community and do things that I feel could help make people's lives better. That's going to be the goal and the focus of this, while also doing some vlogging and having fun and just kind of showcasing some of the things and certain aspects of my life that I normally wouldn't do on the Race Car Friends channel. So this is just going to be about trying to make life better. I know right now, I feel like there's a lot of things like wrong with the world, and I'm going to do my best, or at least do my part, to try and make it better somehow. And one of the things that I've been hearing over and over and over is how dating sucks in 2025. Like, I've been hearing that from a lot of different people, and I have ideas on why that is. You know, I think a lot of it has to do with people are focused on making money, and it's hard to make money nowadays. So I think that could contribute to, people not being as focused on relationships. But then also the media, the culture, the music, all those things contribute into whether people are going to be a good person to be in a relationship with, so that's things that we can focus on later on, and I'll cover that probably in part 2 of this video. But for now, I want to go meet up with a good friend of mine, and she's actually somebody that I respect and look up to as a human being. It's Johanna, and she's been featured on our Race Car Friends channel a couple of different times. And I'm not going to put her Instagram in this one because, like, she told me the last couple of times that we featured her on the channel, like, she got spammed. Like, a bunch of people started trying to follow her, and I guess she's a little bit more private, but she does these interviews and stuff just because she rocks with us like that. So without further ado, let's go head out. Let's go meet up with Johanna, and let's get this interview going. And if you guys like what you see and you want to see more content like this, then send it out to different people, comment, subscribe, share this with your friends, and yeah, let's get this channel going. Let's go. All right, everyone. So this is our first video for the Keston channel, or Keston's World. And yeah, one of the things that I wanted to go over was dating in 2025 and how we can make it better. So this channel is going to be about, I want to try and give back to the community somehow and do things to try and make people's lives better. So I figured who better than to bring for this episode other than Johanna, because she's like one of the models you guys like the most, on our other channel on Race Car Friends. And since I've known you, I've grown to really admire and respect you based on how you carry yourself and how you live life. So I figure you're the perfect person to go over this, right? So let me ask you this. What do you think men should do in 2025 in order to be considered a good date? Or what can men do to improve dating in 2025?
Be loyal.
Be loyal is
Honestly,
like...
yes. And like what I've seen in today's like dating world is that guys don't really put in effort like they used to.
Right.
So like they'll expect the woman to do everything, to ask them out, to cook for them, to clean for them, but also expect them to work. So like guys aren't putting in that energy to like not necessarily chase the woman, but like to pursue her.
Right.
Like, impress her. Like I don't really see that a lot these days. It's very rare.
Right.
So and like you want to take her out, like show her instead of like expecting the other one, because a lot of people are like 50-50 or like, oh, women should start to do things now, this is the olden age, but like no.
So okay, so here, all right. So I'll give you, I'll counter that, right? And I think on the guy side, so okay, actually, you know what? Let me give you what my prerequisites were for dating, because I've been married now. I've been with my wife since 2008, so we've been together for a minute, right? But my prerequisites were, and it's going to sound weird, but I have my reasons behind it. My prerequisites were no tattoos, no drinking, no smoking, and not like heavy presence, like online on social media and stuff like that, and don't have like a lot of guys like on rotation type deal,
Like a roster.
Yeah, don't have like a roster. Yeah.
That's valid.
Yeah.
I think those are valid reasons, because like everyone has like a certain someone that they're looking for.
Right.
Some people say, oh, you shouldn't have a type, but yeah, like no, people have their type. People know what they're looking for, and I don't think that's a bad thing either.
Right.
Like if you want someone with tattoos or without tattoos, it's like, let's say for example, you smoke weed or you drink or something like that. There's people that don't want someone that does that, or there's some people that do someone
Because that's their lifestyle.
That's their lifestyle.
Right.
It just depends on the person. I don't think it's either a good thing or a bad thing. It just depends on what that certain person.
Exactly.
Not everybody is meant for everybody.
Exactly.
There's someone for every person, but that's not every.
That's facts. And for me, as you see me, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't have any tattoos. So why would I want somebody that's, you know what I mean? So, and that's the thing, because like we plan on raising our kids to kind of be that same sort of energy, you know what I mean? So those things were important to me. But then what you touched on was also important, which is loyalty. And I think what goes hand in hand with loyalty is honesty.
Yes.
Yeah, I think the more, so for example, right? There's some people, like, I would say this for men in general, right? And this is for all the ladies out there. If and I'm going to try, guys might get mad at me, but I'm about to give you guys some info that's going to benefit you. If the guy is young, if he has money, and if he's good looking and in shape, chances are he has a roster, all right?
Yeah. And if he lives in Miami.
Yeah, if he lives in South Florida, he most definitely has a roster, So there's things that I think honesty helps with that, because like I mentioned, when I was younger, I was a bit outside, but I was very honest with everybody. I never told anybody, oh, you're my only person, or you're my girl, or just
like say your intentions. Like if you're gonna be wilding out,
right,
set your intentions from the beginning. That way you're not hurting anyone.
Exactly, and that's very, very important. And I think if men and women both move that way, because I think most people I think when you're younger, most people aren't really, they're not aware of what is right for them or what works best for them. So the best way is to kind of date and see what works best for you. You know what I mean? And in the process of doing that, you should be honest. That's what I believe. I believe you should be honest and just kind of let them know where you're at in life, and try to find somebody that's on the same page as you, so that nothing gets misconstrued and people don't get hurt,
Exactly.
So if you had to describe like the perfect guy to date and have a long-term relationship with, what would you describe him as?
Loyal.
Okay.
Honest. Clear with their intentions from the beginning.
Right.
Someone who's not afraid to because there's a lot of people they'll show out in front of their homies, but like in private they'll be all about their girl.
Right.
Love me loud.
Yes. Oh, say that again. She said, "Love me loud."
Love me loud. You gotta deserve me. You gotta earn me. You can't just okay. Well, can I just take you out? No, like chivalry.
Right.
And a lot of people might say, oh, she's high maintenance, or that's a lot of or she has really high standards, but yes.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong. That's as it should be.
Where a lot of people, they'll do anything to get in bed with you,
right?
To get something from you,
right?
like they'll portray as this person, and then afterwards, once they get what they want, they'll go back to
They switch it up. Yep.
So like, you gotta be very careful these days because you never know anyone's true intentions.
I agree.
And trust, that's a really big thing. And
Okay.
that comes with time.
No doubt.
You just meet the person.
Now, what about financially? Let's say he's all of those things that you said, but he works at Publix.
That depends on the person. I mean, if he works at Publix,
He has a steady job.
that's not a bad job, you know?
Right. Okay. So all my guys out there, you can have a steady job. You can be at Publix.
As long as you aren't broke
Right.
and you like someone, you're fine. But
Yeah.
if you're broke and you're trying to like pursue a woman, like it doesn't matter what job you have. You could be working at McDonald's.
Right.
It doesn't matter. Like as
If
long
you're
as-
good with your finances.
yeah, if you're good financially
Right.
and you can like not provide but like support. You know, like if you want to take her out, if you want to buy her flowers, you know, especially if you're young, like obviously you're not, if you're 21, 22 years old, you're not gonna be out here like supporting or like providing like her entire lifestyle, but like
At least be able to go out and
at least be able to like pay for her and like, you know, impress her.
Right.
You know?
And I feel like that is lost, you know, in a lot of people because this is the way how I look at things, right? And this goes into now when people are already in relationships. You have to kind of complement each other and make each other's lives better some way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You gotta, how I see it, you should meet someone at your level. Like,
Right.
let's say you work at Publix, right? But like you want a girl that's like living the high life, that's very big into cars and bags and shoes. That's not the same.
It's not the same level. Agreed.
Exactly. Like I date someone on my level.
Right.
So like that's how it always should be because then it's like you're running yourself broke or like trying to keep up with her lifestyle, trying to impress her, but it's like for what?
And then, yeah, exactly. Nobody's making anybody's lives better at that point, you know? And that's the thing. So like I would say certain people could be in relationships and they've been together for a while or whatever. I think where it works is where you complement each other. So like if in certain areas where you're weak, I should be able to kind of pick up the slack and help make things better for you. And in certain areas where I'm weak, you should be able to pick up the slack and make things better for me.
Like a partner should add value.
Exactly.
Should make your life better, not worse.
Exactly. So yeah, man, those are things that I think people should consider when dating in 2025 and beyond. You know, try to also find someone that's aligned with where you want to be in life.
Exactly.
Because like if you want to be, let's say you're studying to be a doctor or something like that, and you know your time is going to be limited and you're going to be busy with work and stuff like that. That's something to consider when choosing to partner up with somebody.
Get someone within the same career field or like adjacent to that, or the same kind of hours.
So you guys
that's also meeting someone at your level.
Exactly. Back to what you were saying, meeting someone at your level. Now, what can guys do to approach women in 2025? Like, what would you consider an acceptable way to approach you and talk to you?
Hey, well, every single time I get approached, always on some weird shit. Like, they always have like the same line, oh, you're so pretty, can I get your number? Or like, I like your car, can I get your number?
Right.
So like, I don't really know.
Yeah. So what if you're just like, you're at Publix. See, Publix, you might have to sponsor us. So let's say you're like at Publix and some guy just walks up to you and say, you're beautiful. I'd like to take you out sometime.
I don't know. That depends on like the person, I guess.
Right. It probably depends heavily on what he looks like and his vibe and everything.
The way I am in relationships, like I like to start off as like friends, as like getting to know the person.
Right.
And I know like a lot of guys aren't like that. Like they want to take you out like that.
Right.
And they want to like do everything like that. And it's like I need to know who you are, where you're from, like what you're about. Like no.
Okay, so let's say like he approaches you. Right. So let's say he approaches you like that and you say you're interested but you want to know more about him. Like what would you say at that point?
Well, I'd be like, I'd just be straight up. I'd be like, well, this is what I'm looking for. This is how I am. And if you want to continue
So at that point, would you give him your number just so you guys can talk and start to get to know each other?
Yeah, depending on the person and if he's like my type and like
Right.
to be like I said on my level.
Right.
I'm not gonna date someone beneath me.
Right, right.
Well, so
Okay.
yeah.
So now, do you prefer to go up and talk to somebody that you're interested in yourself, or?
No, I don't do that. I attract, I receive, but I'm the woman.
Right.
My feminine energy. So like.
That's what I'm talking about,
I'm very
man.
spiritual about that. So like, if God brings a man into my life,
Right.
he came to me after I.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay. So yeah, man, I think this is healthy. I think we need to have more discussions like this, especially for young people.
God-centered men.
Yes.
God-centered men. Because y'all need Jesus. A lot of y'all just need the Lord.
I would say this, right? If you don't believe in something, then you don't have any foundation.
Yeah, like what purpose?
Exactly.
Is driving you?
Exactly. You know, and ultimately, I think the main purpose of coupling and people getting together, well, there's two. There's procreation to keep our species going long term, but then it's also companionship because, you know, you can have kids and stuff, but after your kids get older, it's just going to be, you know, you and the person that you chose to spend the rest of your life with, you know?
Your life partner. So like, be wise, like who you marry, who you have kids with, you know, because at the end of the day, that's a forever time.
That's a forever thing. And then you have to be mindful too, like when you do have kids, your kids are going to reap
Like, set an example.
Yeah, and they're going to either relive what you've done or even be worse, you know, depending on how you raise them.
That sticks with kids.
Yeah.
Their whole lives.
Yeah, and that's what I said. That was one of the things, because I was telling you, you know, off camera, I was like, I genuinely admire how you carry yourself and how you do things, and I think a lot of that is in part to how you were raised. I think, you know, your parents did a great job raising you, and, you know.
I was raised in a very Latin, traditional, strict household, and I'm going to raise my kids the same way.
Exactly.
It's because you have to protect your children these days.
Yep.
Like, you have to shelter your children.
Agreed.
So that's my opinion on it. I know a lot of people don't believe in that because everything is like so open-minded.
But open-minded could lead to a whole lot of issues.
Yeah. I mean, you can be open-minded to an extent, you know, with restrictions.
As long as it doesn't compromise your children's safety,
Exactly.
you know what I mean? So I think that is first and foremost. And it's good to set good foundations of morality, you know what I mean? So, and I think, because it shows in you, like, you know, there's certain things that you won't do, you know, just because, you know, you feel like it'll compromise you to a certain degree. And that's something that you can, yeah. So I'm.
I mean, to each their own. This is a judge-free zone.
Right.
You know, but personally, it's better. You know, think twice.
Yes.
About certain things, especially once you have kids.
Right.
You know, you're not by yourself anymore. You have like a family to think about.
And your decisions, it affects their lives. Yes.
Yeah, because what if you do something illegal?
Exactly.
Now they don't have a father or a mother. So
and that's the worst case scenario. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
I agree.
People that have kids young.
Yeah, man. And that's the thing. A lot of times people are just trying to hook up and they're not thinking about the consequences of having kids. So, you know, you have to be very cautious with how you choose your partner, you know? But all right, man. Yo, I think you ticked a lot of boxes in this interview, man. And you guys, if you have any questions with Johanna and you want to like kind of further this interview, you want us to have like a part 2 to this discussion, comment below. Let me know what you agree with, what you disagree with, any advice if you want to give or ask, put it in the comments, and we'll see if we might do like a part 2 to this interview. All right, man, but that's it. Normally on the other channel I'll say Race Car Friends out, but yeah, King Keston out.